So this is 5.2c, and I'm in example 8 on page 422. And I've written the first two out. We're going to multiply those two. And the next one says divide by. So rather than write out the division, I'm going to multiply, and I'm going to flip it upside down. So the a squared plus 2a, which appears on the bottom, I'm going to put on top, and the a squared minus 3a minus 10 I'll put there on the bottom. So it's written correctly at this point. So let's go ahead and factor things as well as we can. So the first one is going to factor to an a, and we'll have a 5 and a 3, and it's going to have to be a negative and a negative over a plus 4. Can't do anything with that. And I'm going to put that in parentheses just so I know that those are grouped together, just like the ones on top are. And then we've got a plus 2, and we're going to put that in groups. And then a squared minus 5a plus 6 is going to be an a and an a. And it looks like a 3 and a 2. 3 times 2 is 6. Negative 3 times negative 2 is positive 6. Added is a negative 5, so that works there. And this is going to break down into two binomials, an a, and a 4, and a 2. Ends up being a positive 4 and a negative 2. And then my bottom is going to break into two binomials. Isn't this fun just to watch me do this? A minus 5 and a plus 2. All right, that's really all I do is factor it like that. And then I cancel like crazy. So that and that, that and that, that. You just keep canceling. Holy smokes, everything canceled. That does not mean this equals 0. No, it does not. It means that we cancel everything on top except the 1, and everything on the bottom except the 1. There's always a 1 on the top and the 1 on the bottom when you cancel everything. So therefore it gives us an answer of 1. Okay, so this is example 9. It's multiplied, so we don't have to flip the second fraction. Notice that everything is the exact same except there's a plus and minus sign, difference there, here and here. So we can't just cancel everything out and be done with it. So this is an example of factoring by grouping. And remember, when you've got groups of 4, chances are very, very good that we need to group. Or if there are 6 terms or 8, it's a good idea to look at the grouping part. So let's group these, and might as well just write these as groups all the way across here. All right, so let's look at the top one. Let's do that in blue. We're going to factor out an x and left with an a plus b. And we've got plus a y, factor a plus b. On the bottom, we're going to factor out an x and be left with a minus b. And then we're going to factor out a y and be left with a minus b. Notice it was a plus, now it's a minus because we pulled a negative out. Okay? So we pulled a negative out, so that this would be a negative ya, and this negative y times negative b would be a positive yb. So that's why we had to switch that to a negative. And we will continue to do that as we go through here on the top. So we're going to factor out an x, factor out a y, and then on the bottom, it's pretty simple. We don't have to do anything weird. Okay, so let's go back to the grouping. Let's look at the top one. We get what we pulled out. We put those together And what was left, we put those together. This is old stuff. X minus y and a minus b. So you put these together to get that, remember? Times, take out the x minus y, put them in a group, and the a plus b, put them in a group over x plus y times a minus b. Now we can start canceling away that and that, that and that. And let's see, looks like that is it. So we have 2a plus b, so I'm going to put them in one parenthesis. And we have 2a minus b's. Put those in one parenthesis, and we're done. One thing to remember, maybe you didn't even notice, this is not the difference of two squares. So we can't reduce that anymore. And that's it. Okay, example 10, middle of page 423. Just to make them both fractions, we're going to put that over 1. And that gives us, at least, we can know we can multiply across the numerators. But before we do that, let's go ahead and take this first term here. We're going to factor a 4 out of it. And notice we have a difference between two squares there. And then we've got a 12, and we're going to factor out a 4 there and be x plus 3. Okay, let's look at the difference of two squares here. And instead of writing that, we're going to write x plus 3, x minus 3, put that all over 1 times 12. We've got a 4, and we have an x plus 3. And then we start canceling that, and that, and that, and that. And we're left with a 12 times x minus 3, or a 12x minus 36, if you prefer, but let's just leave it as 12 times x minus 3. Okay, one more, and then we will be done. Okay, so example 11, we are multiplying times 5 over x squared minus 3x plus 2. Okay, so again, I'm going to put that over 1. This over here is factored as much as I can go. I can't do anything with that. Can't do anything with the 5, but I can factor that down. So I'm going to do that. So x squared minus 3x plus 2. I just put that over there so I can erase this to put the new answer or the factor in here. So that's an x, that's an x. Something times something is 2, and added is negative 3. So that means these both have to be negative there. Okay, so now I can cancel that, and that, and that, and that. And all I'm left with is 3 and 5 over 1. So 15 over 1, or just 15. Okay, that's it for 5.2.